The incredible thing is, I have massive support in Pakistan. About the same size of population in India is against me. It's okay, it's part of working in this world.
Why did that surprise you though?
It doesn't surprise me because, see, there are a whole lot of people who have nothing significant to do in their life. Their only thing is somehow to make a livelihood. Wherever there is something, they will attach themselves like fleas on it. It's okay, it doesn't hurt me so. If they don't want these things to happen, they don't want soils to be saved, they don't want rivers of India to flow again, if they don't want, that's their choice, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would like these things fixed, I'm sure most of you would like it fixed. Well, will everything happen? I don't believe that. Will everything that we aim for happen? No. In this generation, at least if we take a few steps, next, hopefully, we'll take more steps. This is the only way solutions will come. It's not that you are a solution for everything, there's no such thing. You can move it in that direction. Maybe the next generation will take it further and further. But if they don't want that to happen, I don't think they don't want that, they don't know what they're doing most of the time. Especially, I don't know who this is you're talking about, but I'm not surprised. If somebody is an influencer, any kind of influencer, if you can influence 10 people, or you have 2 children, see, this happens to you, you may be living somehow, but suddenly you have a child. The moment they're looking at you, if you're smoking, you put your cigarette away. If you're doing something else, you do that. Why? Because the moment you're an influencer in your home, the moment you're influencing a young life, you try to change your life in some way to the extent possible for you. So if you're influencing, what is the number? 40 million.
Yeah.
If you're influencing 40 million people, I hope you become a little more responsible.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah. But Sadhguru, when you talk about sort of these solutions, actually it's a little bit… it's a little confusing right now. Are these solutions global or are they local, are they both? So especially when it comes to the environment, I'll just go back to that because I think COP is round the corner, everybody's involved with the environment is going there. I think you're also going there, the Prime Minister is going to be there. And there is a certain refrain that comes from the West, which is that, look, India is not doing enough, right, to deal with
this COP, India is the only one who is going there proudly. All of them are slinking around because none of them have fulfilled the promises. India is ahead of the promise.
Yeah. But the West believes that India's taken lesser promises than they should have, so so that…
No, the thing is this, see, this is in 2009, when I was at the World Economic Forum, they raised this issue of coal and oil. India and China are the big polluters in the world. So, I said, see, the important thing is we are talking about human rights, in the same breath you talk about human rights. In another thing you're saying India and China are polluters. I said, we should look at environment per capita.
Yeah.
What is our carbon footprint? What is your carbon footprint?
We're a fraction of the West, and we'll take decades to get to
If you look at it
the West
that way, we are consuming what you were consuming 100 years ago or further. So, the question is not a competition as to who should consume more or who should do less or more about the compensatory activity. There needs to be a fair approach. When a nation where nearly 400 million people are still living in basic, like slum-like conditions all over the country, see, slum is not just in Mumbai, the whole damn country is a slum. Go to the villages and see, there are slums, all right, there's no drainage, there's no facility, there is no nothing. We look at it from outside, no lights, just lamps. Oh, it looks very romantic because you think they're having candlelight dinner, of course because they have no electricity. So, when people are living at that point, don't talk environment to them, it's cruel. You don't talk environment to them, environment concerns are for people who are well-to-do, who are consuming at a certain level, we need to do. That doesn't mean we should not involve them, because without involving those masses, we can't find solutions. But thinking that developing countries are consuming more. This is just to change the narrative, that's all. This has got nothing to do with environment, it's got something to do with politics and geopolitics.
And how do you, and so what do you do? How do you convince the foreigners when you meet them at COP, what is that dialogue like? I'll tell you a small story. I had a chance of a conversation with two people when I asked this question. One was Larry Summers, former US Treasury Secretary, and other was Bill Gates. And I asked them, is there anything you can learn from India and the Indian way of life about protecting the environment? And these are the people who kind of control climate finance all over the world, and they come and tell you that, poverty is not the solution. There's nothing we can learn from India. We will tell you how to reduce your carbon footprint when they are themselves been kind of unable to. So how are you an ambassador for the how are you an ambassador to the world for the Indian way of living, which is more sort of…
See, I don't go about talking Indian way of living. I talk about living sensibly, which is natural to us here. But today, we are trying to imitate the West in every possible way and messing ourselves up. We'll pay the price for that. When we say we pay the price, there are many things. One thing that's looming large, all these things are connected, but people think I'm doing separate things. I started with Project Green Hands, then for Rally for Rivers, then Kaveri Calling, and now Save Soil. Now, next year we're rolling out what's called as Conscious Planet. Even Save Soil and other movements were under the umbrella of Save Soil,
right.
Umbrella of Conscious Planet. I've been in conversation with various top scientists, neuroscientists, psychiatrists and others in the world. It's not because that, I have always predicted this, but now they're all confirming this. In the next 15 to 25 years, one thing that will be most challenging for human beings is to stay mentally healthy. Why this is so? There are many aspects, sociological and other aspects, but one important thing is, there is not enough necessary micronutrients in the soil across the world. The minimum organic content needed to call soil as soil, according to United Nations, is 3%. Not a single nation has 3% average organic content in their soil, not even one nation. This is the plight of the world. Everybody's thinking ecology means, coal, oil, smoke in the air. See, these are problems, I'm not saying no. But if you switch off everything for 3 days, suddenly everything… during the pandemic time, people saw suddenly the air is clean, everything is nice. So I'm saying it is that simple, you can change it that quickly. Only thing is you're not switching off. We can easily do that. If you could switch off for 1.5 months during the pandemic, consciously we can switch it off for 1 month in a year or maybe 3 days in a month. Something we can do and control those things. But what's happening in the soil is very different. Because there is no organic content, when I say there is no organic content, if you grow a ton of food from the soil, let's say 1 acre of land, what you're taking away is the organic content. 1 ton of organic content, you took it away. How much are you putting it back? Nothing, almost zero. So what this means is the organisms don't have anything to eat. It is shocking to see, even I've been in many agro-scientist events, 80% of the scientists do not know that a tree or a plant cannot take nutrients from the soil without the agency of organisms. A complex marketplace they have. It is a very demanding market. Unless they provide the right things, they won't get the nutrients even if the nutrients are there in the soil. It's only through the organisms they can get it. Now, 27,000 species of organisms are disappearing every year. Every year, on an average, 27,000 species of organisms are disappearing. At this rate, in another 15 to 25 years, we will be in a place where we can barely grow anything in the soil, because the simple thing is this, if you take organic matter, add it to sand, it becomes soil. If you take a soil and take away all the organic matter, it becomes sand. Right now, desertification is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
UNCCD is partnered with us because we are a big force for them to make soil into an issue. In 2022, in the month of January, there was a COP26 in Glasgow. 15 days, all the world leaders met. The word soil was not mentioned. But today, soil has become main part of the narrative. European Union has declared that regeneration of soil is one of the important ways to mitigate climate change. This narrative changed mainly because of Save Soil movement. So this change of narrative and the way of… see, the human beings work like this. First we change the way we think, then we get little emotional about it and cry about it a little bit, and then action comes forth slowly. But if action comes forth from all these people, wonderful, we appreciate, but it's not a solution. Solution is only when the policy happens. There are many aspects of policy. One simple thing is like this. See, if you maybe Mumbai is the wrong place for me to say this, but in any city, the older part of the city, if you look at it,
Yep.
there is no concept of a window. Everybody's built wall to wall homes. But in the newer part of the city, wherever you go, there are laws. If you have 10,000 square feet of land, you can't build 10,000 square feet. Maybe they'll allow you to build 6 or 7,000 square feet, some space for you, your neighbor, this is a law.
Yeah.
But if you have 100 acres of land, either in India or any part of the world,
Do what you want with it.
you can turn 100 acres into a desert in the next 10 years, nobody will ask you why you have done it, because there is no such law. I'm saying worldwide, because this is a global affair. You cannot conduct organic life only in my farm and your farm, it has to be a global process. When I say organic aspect, soil is the largest living system, not just on this planet, in the known universe. This is the largest living system. A handful of soil could have anywhere between 8 to 10 billion organisms, 50 to 75,000 species of organisms. That's how it is. What your body is just a reflection of the soil. This is something most people have missed it, now it is becoming part of it. I'm sure in Mumbai everybody is talking about gut biome, all right? In the yogic sciences, we've been talking about biome everywhere. 62% of your body is microorganisms, only approximately 40% is your parental genetics. And today, the organic aspects have come to a place, the top level cutting-edge research is saying, I've been saying this for over 20-25 years, that there are organisms in your brain also. Everybody making fun of me, all the WhatsApp people trolling, or the WhatsApp scientists have been trolling me continuously, he doesn't know nothing, this is pseudoscience, brain has filters, brain has screens, no organism can enter. Today, scientists are clearly proving that whatever organisms you have in your stomach, their cousins are in your head. And they're always talking to each other. If you put something that these guys don't like, they tell their cousins, trouble this guy. And he creates moods. Your moods, the way you're thinking, the way you feel, how comfortable or happy or unhappy you feel, all this largely determined by the chemicals that they are creating. You can override that, but they are moving you in certain directions. So this is the foundational life. When we talk about microorganisms, we are talking about the foundational life. We are just a flower in the evolutionary process, we are just in the top. Flower can dry up in no time if the roots are gone. So soil is about that.
Sadhguru, does it make it more complicated to fight this battle for soil?
I don't fight.
Oh, you're creating awareness, you obviously have a lot of impact already.
Because in the name of environment, a whole lot of people saying this is a war against somebody. We have enough of those things going, we don't have to start one more. I think there is no human being who is not interested in this, everybody is. But they think they will do it tomorrow.
But how do we navigate this,
That's all
Sadhguru,
it
as
is.
a…
Only when you tell them there is no tomorrow, they may act. So right now, I have no doubt, because 81 nations have started framing soil policies in the world, it's beginning to happen. But an election comes, first thing that gets suspended is soil. War comes, first thing that gets suspended is soil. So we will go like this. Now the only question is, Will we wait for a disaster and then fix it, or will we mitigate the disaster? This is a choice. So I have no doubt soil policies will be made. Will it happen in time? That's our only question. Definitely it will happen. It's the time. So, in democratic nations across the world now, you are not only citizen of this country, in terms of internet, you are a citizen of the world.